means they need a plan.
This is a little pattern model of what our finished parachute should actually look like. We're actually going to take each of these pieces and make a large pattern out of paper and then construct each one out of shower curtain. Now, it's hard to actually figure the scale till you really see the pattern laid out. This is going to be a huge parachute.
It's a mammoth task of attaching 24 curtains with duct tape.
If this duct tape doesn't hold, Buster's doomed.
And then cutting out the 6 panels.
Now we stitch them all together, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Now, after actually making our pattern, cutting it all out, I think our original parachutes were a lot more labor-intensive and took a lot longer to put together. Is that the pieces? Yeah, that's it. That's the pieces. So we have...
That's it for the main chute.
Now to bring in the reinforcements.
Our next job is to reinforce this hole at the top, which is actually going to bear a large amount of the load.
With a little curtain cord taking up the slack, the last element is the lines.
Almost done.
That's it. Last 2 lines.
And with that, it looks like this canopy caper is all stitched up.
That might work.
Shower curtains and duct tape. Who would have thought?
Next stop, 30 stories high.
Cool. Please don't try anything you see us do at home. This is dangerous work, and we're professionals.
So far in this parachute escapade, for Buster, it's been more high dive than skydive. But will that change with their best case scenario shower curtain chute?
Dude, this is super cool.
We're at the Mare Island Shipyard, where we've been given access to a 50-ton crane. Now, this is going to give us the ability to raise our parachute and Buster 30 stories into the air. We're going to drop him into this dry dock with all his accelerometers and find out if this is going to be an effective parachute.
That's an extra 10 stories to decelerate their shower chute.
Chin up, buddy.
So first, they need a frame of reference at this height with the most successful chute from their previous test.
All right, go ahead and take it up.
Just like it's dropped from 20 stories,
Oh, boy.
the frame buckles under Buster's weight.
The good news is it's doing exactly what it did last time.
But now it has more time to decelerate.
Okay, this is hotel parachute with the frame in 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Look at that. Hey!
Oh!
Wow, dang, he hit the ground hard. Well, let's check the data and see if he survived the fall.
Look, I'm not a doctor, but that does not look right.
Yep, and closer examination proves that even from 30 stories, Buster still clocked over 140 Gs on his landing. Clearly, a one-room parachute is a flop. But can a 24-room shower curtain canopy do any better?
It's gonna be a lot of wet floors with all these shower curtains missing.
I think they're gonna build it back to our room.
This is it, the final experiment to see if you could take materials from your hotel room, make a parachute, jump out, and survive. Now, we've taken everything we've learned from our small scale. We're gonna use our shower curtain. We've made a dome-shaped parachute. We put a hole in the top, and we have a drag chute. This time, we're gonna be dropping from 30 stories to see if Buster will actually survive. This is gonna be so awesome.
Now, we know from our initial experiment that without a parachute, Buster's impact can get up to 500 Gs, and that's from 20 stories. The goal for today with our super final experiment shower curtain chute is to get that number down to 100 Gs from 30 stories. The bonus is if we can get that down to 10 Gs, that's a landing you can walk away from.
The team preps the canopy and for stability adds a drag chute.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Why do you guys have a drag chute? That's no fair. Well, actually, it's my laundry bag, and I travel with it all the time.
Then the lines are attached.
I got 9 lines here.
All of these are 18 feet long, which should give us the minimum our lines should be so that it opens to the perfect circumference and drops at the most stable rate.
I love your optimism.
Let's take it up.
It's crazy, but a parachute made out of shower curtains and duct tape, I think it's gonna work. Our science is sound, the calculations all work out. It works on paper. I think Buster might actually land safely.
Well, Buster will have to find that out the hard way. Or, if Carrie is right, the soft way. Suspended from 30 stories, it's time for this myth's shower curtain call.
All right, here we go. Shower curtain parachute in 3, 2, 1.
Come on. Open. Open.
Do you think that might have worked?
Did you see how light he landed? Let's go check the data.
Yes.
Initially, Buster was on a crash course, but meters from the ground, amazingly, the shower curtains opened and gently slowed his drop. The question now is, did he survive?
My God, am I seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah, that's the peak right there.
4 Gs. He survived the landing without injury.
That's so cool.
Our parachute worked, and the best part is Buster received 4.2 Gs, which means not only did he survived without injury. However, the problem here is he had way more shower curtains than the criminal would have had, way more time to build it, and the criminal didn't have the engineering that we used to make this. So, even though Buster isn't busted, this myth is.
Next, we hook this up to the ironing board and go kite surfing.
Come on.
Woo!
I can't pull, it's too strong.
After the break, Jamie puts his life on the line.
Here he comes.
But can he motocross over 4,000 feet of water?
Obviously, if you're going to ride a motorcycle on water, weight is a huge issue, as is power. And that's why I've chosen this particular motorcycle, because it's made by a company in Indiana called Service Power Sports. And what they do is they take a lightweight aluminum chassis that normally only has a 250cc engine on it. Instead, they put a 500cc high-performance 2-cycle motor on it. And that makes it power for pound about as good as you can get in a dirt bike. It's a rocket.
Welcome back. All episode long, we have been testing a story that a motorcycle might just be a viable water vehicle. Seriously. Whoa! And with a motorcycle wheel strapped to the outside of a high-powered speedboat going 70 miles an hour, it really seemed like there might be something to this story. So then we got a professional motocross rider, and we gave him 100 feet of open water to cross, and he was able to do it. Wow! Yeah! But now Mr. Heineman has a brand new question. Is the motorcycle skipping across the water on its own momentum, or does it have enough power to continue indefinitely? And Jamie wants to try it.
Yep, while Eric crossed a mere 100 feet, Jamie wants more.
It's a nice flat run.
He wants to see if the bike can get such a grip on the water that he can speed across the entire lake. To do so, he'll literally be putting his life on the line, but not without some modifications. First, the run-up to the water needs to be smoother to let Jamie really let rip.
I think that ought to do it.
Then the bike needs a flotation device, so it doesn't drag him to the bottom if he fails.
I believe I've got enough flotation here to make it float. Maybe.
And finally, a lifeguard team is on standby.
This is where it's all about to happen. But what exactly is going to happen here at the transition between land and water? By the time Jamie reaches this point, he should be going between 55 and 75 miles per hour when he enters the water. Could he just skip all the way across the water to the opposite side of the lake about 3/4 of a mile away? Or could he plant himself right here and just start flying and become his own cautionary Discovery Channel documentary about what not to do?
It's one of the most dangerous experiments in MythBusters history.
Here he comes.
At breakneck speed, Jamie hits the water, and then it's man over bike.
Let's go over to him.
Adam and the medic team rush in,
He's good.
but it'll take more than a 70-mile-an-hour high dive to hurt the Heineman.
You all right, sir?
I'm just fine. I think I did a little bit of a, what is it, a half gainer or something in the water. Definitely no broken bones or anything, so.
Good.
The good news is that Jamie's fighting fit. The bad news is that he traveled only 80 feet, far less than Eric's effort. So what went wrong?
This is one of those cases where if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We added this foam just so that we could retrieve the bike without drowning it afterwards, but it turned out that the spray coming up off of the wheel was providing a certain amount of lift back here, which in turn made more stress on the front wheel, which made it plunge and made me do a somersault. So I'm going to go back to the original type of bike. We have a second one and have another try.
You heard that right. Jamie's getting straight back on the horse power. And what's more, this time he's upping the speed to 80. But will that allow him to burn aqua all the way across?
He's good! Beautiful! That was amazing! It seemed to go on forever. Just riding. That's like easily 300 feet or more, buddy. That was amazing.
Piece of cake!
How you feeling?
Relieved it's over and I'm alive.
Incredibly, Jamie hit the water, throttled the throttle, and surfed for over 300 feet. And while he wasn't able to get a good enough grip to carry on across, it's still myth well and truly confirmed.
In case there's any doubt, I'm standing on the bike. It's in about 8 feet of water, maybe. So I was riding on water for about 300 feet.
So, riding a motorcycle across the water, busted, plausible, or confirmed?
Confirmed. Not recommended, but it's confirmed.
Yes, but only for 300 feet.
I was hoping for further.
I'll settle for that.
And so will we. So why not cue the music for a motocross water montage?
That was amazing!